Live from Sellersville, it's Saturday night. Hello, music lovers. My name is Dan. Thank you for joining me here on the Sellersville Theater Facebook page for another Soundbooth Sessions. This is our live stream series where we feature a concert and conversation with one of our favorite artists. I'm thrilled to have Gary Hoey here with us this evening. Of course, you know why you're here. You probably know why you clicked. You know what's going to happen tonight. It's going to be hot. Before we get started, I want to give a special welcome and a hello and a thank you to all Sellersville Theater members and sponsors. They support us year in and year out. And of course, right now, times are tough, and they are literally keeping these lights on and keeping the internet bill paid so that we can be streaming live for you right now. And so thank you to our members and our sponsors. And we would love to have you on board, have you on Team Sellersville. So there are going to be links up shortly for all of the ways that you can support the different organizations involved with this evening's show. Of course, this evening's presentation is being brought to you as a pay-as-you-please event. You know, if you were seeing Gary on our stage right here, the tickets would be anywhere between $20 and $50. So please keep that in mind as you visit Gary's Venmo and Gary's PayPal. If you visit the comments section, way pinned down at the very bottom of the comments section is a very handy comment that's going to have all of the links that you need when you want to contribute to the show. Gary's Venmo, Gary's PayPal, Sellersville Theater's Venmo, Sellersville Theater's PayPal, and all the contributions that come in tonight will be split between Gary and Sellersville Theater. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, if times are also hard for you, there are other ways you can support Gary Hoey and Sellersville Theater. You can support us with your clicks. We want you in there clicking the like button, clicking the heart emoji, clicking the smiley face, kicking the claps, clicking the claps. That's hard to say. But there's lots of things you can do. Please share the video if you like what you hear. Tell your friends. If you hit the share button, which I think is over here somewhere, and then you can start a watch party, and you can invite a bunch of people. Call them out if you know somebody who likes the blues, who likes shredder guitar, who likes surf guitar. There, you heard it. You heard it. Little sneak preview. Spoiler alert. Invite them in. You know this is going to be a good time. And of course, your comments. Your comments are going to keep this whole thing lively. I will try to read the comments that I see that I think Gary would like. I can't promise to read all of them or even see all of them. But if you say something funny, I'll try to read it. If you have a question for Gary, write it down in the comments section below. And if I see it, I'll read it. So keep it up, guys. I already see an explosion of smiley faces and the hugging the heart emoji. There's lots of claps. Patrick Hickey, you were here last night. Welcome back, Patrick. I see my family, my Aunt Nilsa. Hi, Aunt Nilsa. Uncle Michael, Aunt Denise. Nice to see you guys. Rose Kramer is already excited to see Gary. So, friends, it's time. Get your clickers hovered over the claps and get ready to click feverishly and frantically. And join me in welcoming all the way from New Hampshire, the magnificent Gary Hoey.
Hey, what's up, my friend?
Hello, Gary.
Good to see you. You ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
Let's do it. Let's hit it. Let's
Rip
hit
it.
You start off with a little bit of blues to kind of warm things up. This is a love song about love gone bad, you know. When I was younger, I was with a girl, and she said I loved the guitar more than I loved her. I said it's a different kind of love, you know. I said you might leave me someday, but my guitar will never leave me. You know, it was the 8th grade, so this was called I'm Almost Over You.
Give me a minute, baby.
gather up my things. I gotta move on. It's time to spread my wings. Give me a minute, baby, to gather up my things now. I gotta move on. It's time to spread my wings. There's nothing left for me to do. I'm almost over you. I drove by your house. I know it ain't right. You got a new man. I saw him hold you tight. Hurts me to see you happy with him. You said we'd stick together all through thick and thin. Now there's nothing left for me to do. I'm almost over you. Y'all get over here. Me now, all the good times we had. It's hard to leave you. It makes up for all the bad. No hard feelings, no. Wish you the best. I want you to know, baby, I have no regret. Nothing left for me to do. Yeah, almost over you. I'm almost over you. You know, it was 8th grade, so it's going to take me a minute, you know. All right, keep the spotty going. This is a song called Shed My Skin. Sometimes you need to.
Whoa, that was pretty cool there, Gary.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Gary. How are you, man? So good to see you.
I'm good, my friend.
Yeah, man, you sound fantastic. The people are going crazy in the comment section. They're loving your looper work.
Oh, I know. Playing around with the looper and just hitting the guitar, it's really scary. It's fun, though.
Yeah, man, well, you know what? Might as well go super high tech. We got the looper going on. All of your looks like you got a virtual amp going on in the back there.
Yes, it's the 11 rack. It's the 11 rack's got some great, just delays and processing, and it's really funny. I found when playing over the internet, sometimes it actually sounds better just going direct with something than trying to mic up amps and everything. It's really weird.
I totally agree. Well, listen, man, welcome to Soundbooth Sessions. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Really looking forward to hearing you play, and then we have a chance to chat. I'll tell you what, I don't know that we've ever had a chance to just chat when you were here for one of your, dozen performances on our stage.
We're always busy, you and me.
That's right. Always working. Well, listen, let's start at the very beginning, if you don't mind. I'm wondering, Gary, when you were growing up, what music was on in your house? What was your family listening to that was, getting inside you?
Well, my mom was big on, a lot of the classic music, everything. I just remember as a young child, I definitely remember the Jackson 5.
Okay.
Some of the soul stuff. The Jackson 5, I remember Elvis. My mom was a big Elvis fan.
Okay.
So a lot of Elvis, I guess Blue-Eyed Soul. And then just a lot of, honestly, the crooners like Dean Martin and
nice.
Frank Sinatra and just the real singers. And then, of course, my mom was a super, super holiday fan of Christmas music. So that's why I got into doing the whole Christmas series because of my mom.
Okay. Very good. And then and then when was the first time that you realized that you were a musical being? What was that moment like?
Well, when I was a teenager, I had a sister, one of my 4 sisters, was dating a guy that played the guitar. He came over the house and he started playing at the kitchen table. And it just, when you see somebody playing 2 feet away, it really captivated me. So I was like, teach me a couple chords. I want to learn. And that just got me excited to play the guitar, her boyfriend, Bobby. And then after that, it was just, the excitement of wanting to play and just getting to, just get lost in the music, basically.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you, Bobby, for that. Where are you in the lineup? 4 sisters. Where do you fall?
I have 4 sisters and a brother, and my tattoos basically say it. I have 6 stars on my arm, and
Okay.
I'm between 2 sisters. So I have 2 younger sisters, 2 older sisters.
All right.
And they get bigger as we get older, and that's my brother. And so I'm kind of in between 4 girls. Can you believe it?
Well, that's beautiful. I love that representation. That's a whole constellation of the Hoey family.
The family.
Yeah. Well, so that's interesting. And then, okay, so did you play music in high school? Were you musical in any sort of official group capacity, choir, band, any of that?
Well, I got into music when I was about 14. I started playing, and by the time I was 16, it's really weird. I said to my mom going into high school, I was like, I know I'm going to be a musician for the rest of my life. This is what I want to do. So she said, well, how do you know that? So she said, she's probably watching, love you, Mom. And she said, well, why don't you go to the vocational trade school for a year and take some different trades and see what you like. And so I took masonry, carpentry, electrician, and all this stuff. And I liked some of it, but I said I couldn't do this 40 hours a day, 40 hours a week.
Right.
I want to do be a touring musician. So I just kind of knew, and I told my mom. She thought I was crazy, but I said, this is what I want to do.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, hello, Mom Hoey, if you're there, and I'll say hello to my mom, who I know is there. She came in, and my mom and dad are watching. So, Gary, at that age, and when you decided that you were going to commit to music, I'm wondering, what at that time, what did your idea of success look like? What was the intention going in? What did you want to achieve?
Well, when I was young, it was really interesting because as you keep making little progressions as a musician, you just keep making these progressions or whatever you call them, and you get to the top of a mountain to realize there's another mountain waiting.
Sure.
I find that for me, it was I wanted to I wanted to audition for Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne was one of my favorite, musicians, and he was looking for a guitar player. So I sent some stuff in, and I got an audition with Ozzy, one of my heroes. And but I thought success was weird watching magazines and MTV. You see limousines, and you see people living the fast life, and playing this music and having all these things, and I thought that's what it was supposed to be.
Sure.
And I set these crazy unrealistic goals because of Eddie Van Halen. I was like, well, if I don't make it by the time I'm 22, I'm done. And I didn't sign my first record deal till I was 29. So
Wow.
I realize now, as I'm older, it's the experience is good. And note, if you're going to do something for a living, then there is no time limit.
Yes.
This is who you are.
Very good. Well, you have had an amazing career up to this point. It's like 21 albums. Is that your current total?
Yes, you know what? I have a lot of albums. It is over 20, and it's kind of like if you add up the holiday music, the blues, the rock,
Right.
The soundtracks I've done. It's kind of like a mixture of stuff, some live records. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I have 2 kids to feed, everybody, so that tip jar is loving you.
Well, listen, I've got some questions about how you make that all work, but I'll get to those later. Let's give the people what they want. We got lots of hearts. Oh man, they took me seriously. They're clicking up a storm down there. I
We
love
love
it.
that.
Rob Peck says Gary is just so amazing. He's one of my biggest experiences and so inspiring. Let's get some more music and I'll read you some comments later.
That sounds great. Let's do a song called Drive. I love this one. Here we go. Come on, everybody, be ready.
Oh, that was cool. That was Drive from Endless Summer 2. Very nice, man. You were shredding up a storm on that.
Thank you so much, Ben. These 12-gauge strings I'm feeling them right now.
Gary, that was from Endless Summer 2, am I correct?
Yes, that was on the soundtrack of that movie, and it also ended up in a movie called Beethoven, the dog movie. It ended up in, I think, not the first one, but one of the series.
Nice.
And it reminds me to tell musicians out there, man, write music. If you write music and you can get it in a film or something like that, it really helps you in the tough times. So I got my my cool cup here for the summer, endless summer. All right, should we keep it going with some reggae?
Yeah, do again. Do
Here
another
we go.
one.
This is a song called "Gone Surfing," which I want to tell everybody. It was on an album called Mom, which is music for our mother ocean. We raised a bunch of money with this song on this particular album. So trying to help out the oceans and a lot of things going on out there. Here we go. All right, you guys ready?
We're ready.
He looks like he's ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Gone Surfing off Endless Summer 2. Another good one. Rob Peck says, shredding on an acoustic. I just love this guy.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Rob. Mark G. Beaver, Gary is so amazing. You are correct, Rob G. Beaver. Lots of excitement happening down here. Oh, Peter Smolensky, the rare combination of incredible talent and being a genuinely excellent person. Wow. Gary's switching guitars, so he can't hear me. He doesn't have his headphones on. You can't.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I missed a couple things.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. I was just reading you some comments. Gary, so you've already demonstrated a number of musical styles for us. You in listening to your catalog of music, you're like a musical chameleon. You know, you never really know what's gonna come next. I'm wondering when you can do as many different styles of guitar as you're able to do. how do you develop like a signature sound when you're bouncing all over the place?
That's a very good question, man. Thanks so much. I don't even know. You know what's really funny is for me, I've always just changed with whatever I felt was exciting and what I felt was a genre of music or a style that I was inspired to play. And it's really interesting. Is growing up, I would buy certain records and I'd say, some artists just kind of sound like they're doing the same thing a lot. And I would get bored, So for me, I love to change and I love lots of different music. And at least the fans that have stuck by me have said, I like some of your albums because it doesn't all sound the same.
Yeah. And
so, maybe there's a double-edged sword. I mean, it might have hurt me in some ways if I just stuck to one thing. But it's weird. I've wanted to navigate the industry and still be able to, have a family, and maybe that's probably what it is. I didn't completely sell my soul at the crossroads.
Well, I've been wondering how you've managed that, because it's not all that common that you see a career touring musician with who's also a family man. What are some of the things you attribute that to? Like, how are you able to keep all those balls up in the air?
Well, a couple of things I've always said is, so many musicians have children, they have families, they create these things called babies. And
they're good at that part of it anyway.
Yeah, they grow up. Yeah, exactly. Right. They're great at have a kid in Cleveland.
Right.
No, I just mean they make these babies, and sometimes you don't have time for your babies. And what I didn't want to happen is when your kids are very young, they're only going to be young for so long, and after they get young, they get old and they go off to be big people. So I had a couple rules. I have a home studio, so I'm always creating music for ESPN Sports or Disney or somebody. And my rule was, when it was dinner time, I would always go into the house and sit down and have dinner with the family, no matter how busy I was. And if my son wanted to shoot basketball hoops, I would always shoot with him. If my daughter wanted to play dolls, I would play dolls. And then I would work till 3 a.m. to finish my project for Disney. So if you make time for your family, then they kind of know who you are. So that's sort of what I always try to do, is have those sort of boundaries and limitations to keep, so that my kids know who I am. And, we know each other,
That's excellent advice.
That's helped,
Yeah. I have 2 little ones at home, so I'm going to be keeping that advice in mind.
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you've been very productive. I mean, with all those albums, I know you tour like crazy. You're a road dog. You got the soundtracks going on, the projects you're writing. I read you also teach at camps, and you're involved in all this stuff. Are you naturally an organized person to sort of keep track of all that?
Definitely. I mean, I'm sort of I think I'm an over planner, I guess. Okay. Maybe I'm like one of these people that thinks things through too much sometimes.
Sure.
So I end up in these positions of either music director or camp counselor, whatever you want to call it. And so I tend to, try to put together a plan, and that helps make people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I tend to do is be very quick to throw your plan out the window, and don't try to be to a control freaking situation. Like, just, when people come up to me, and if I'm in charge and they say, hey, we want to try this, we think this is going to work better, I'm like, why not? And sometimes, right before you're walking on stage, somebody can say, I have a different idea, and you have to kind of go with the flow. So my personality is strict and also very loose at the same time.
It's a good combination, right? Wow,
I'm flexible.
Yeah. That's amazing. So. Well, okay. So, but in over the course of your career, right, from just starting out as a young professional to now, what are some of the skills that you realized you had to develop to accommodate this lifestyle that you've created for yourself?
Well, I think in any profession, just focus on what you really want to do well, and put the time into that. I mean, for me, it's been, just being able to create, music as a musician. I think groove and timing, were super important to me, because I remember I tried to get in a band when I was young. They're like, your time's way off, kid. So I bought a metronome, and that was like a lesson, just to be in time.
Yeah.
It's something you have to always practice. So when I play rhythm, especially with the looper, I always imagine in my mind, like, oh, Eric Clapton or, Steve Vai came in or someone like that and said, hey, Gary, lay out a rhythm for me, man. So in my mind, I'm thinking I better keep it stiff, straight, because they don't want me to go off time.
I see.
So I play little mental games in my mind, and then it's just being able to learn things from a musical side, and then also be able to look at what you can contribute to the music business, because you can spend so much time trying to be a musician and a student, and you forget to be a player. So sometimes you got to put the books away and just be a musician.
I see. Very interesting. Well, thank you for those stories. I want to remind everybody in the comments, Gary's going to be playing a bunch of music for us this evening. His website is, down there in the corner. Let me orient myself. Down there in the corner. Make sure you visit the website. You can see Gary's full discography there. Make sure to visit Gary's PayPal and Venmo and show your support. Gary, what is that instrument you have donned for us now? Tell us about it.
Yeah, this is a guitar I got in Texas. A dobro, I guess people know it as a dobro or a resonator guitar, and it's a really cool instrument, man. It's technically an acoustic guitar. Technically, it's an acoustic instrument because it has this sound hole, which is the resonator, this thing,
okay.
And it's really cool. It actually has a paper cone underneath it. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a speaker built in it. And Johnny Winter was the inspiration behind this particular one called the Highway 61. Wow. By a company called Republic, and I fell in love with it. And for musicians out there, I'm using like an open tuning. I'm using like an open D kind of down. So if I play like, it has that full sound, and it's tuned to a chord.
Gorgeous.
Cool.
And what are you going to play for us now?
Well, I was thinking of just going, because we've been kind of going through the history of music and rock and roll. I thought we'd play something that Robert Johnson wrote, but Eric Clapton made famous.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought we'd go down to the Delta and start right at the crossroads.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Perfect.
Here we go. Take it up, baby.
Save me if you please. I went down to the crossroad. I tried to flag it right. I went down to the crossroad. I tried to flag it right. Nobody seemed to know me. Everybody passed me by.
Oh, the crowd like that. The crowd like that, Gary Hoey.
Like that?
A lot of claps, a lot of hearts are floating up from the comments section. Stan sure says, "Oh yes." So,
Delta.
Gary, when you're playing that song, are you covering the Cream version, or are you covering the original Robert Johnson? Dirty, which version of that are you doing a take on?
Well, it's funny you say. I'm actually trying. I'm trying to sort of combine it. Take the sort of the rootsiness of of maybe the Robert Johnson kind of feel with that. And that's what I loved about Robert Johnson. He would kind of mix the groove, and then Clapton, had a sort of a funkiness to it. So I sort of was trying to combine the two a bit.
Yeah. Now, are you? Have you? I imagine you've listened to those old Robert Johnson records. Are they important records to you?
Big time. The Robert Johnson album, especially. I have the box set. It's just like a full double box set. I've listened to it for a long, long time, and it's so important, those records, because when you really hear an album like that, where the guy was recording it in a hotel room, or whatever room they were in, sometimes it was on the road, and they would just cut it like live right there and get the mix, and that was such an incredible thing. No overdubbing,
right? And
to carry a song with only an instrument and his voice, and then solo and improvising to go back to the rhythm. It was just such an incredible breakthrough, and the roots of, I guess, what so many of us do.
So I mean, is that what connects you to that? Like when you listen to that song in particular, like what, as a guitar player and a songwriter and a singer and an artist, like what do you connect with in that original Robert Johnson version? The story, the lyrics, the playing,
Well, the story's always had this, sort of, I don't know, a deep connection to pain and suffering, whatever it was, and yeah, it was his conviction, just his conviction, and the way that he just was so committed to it, and just I don't know, there was just a spirit in it that you just it's sort of like the pinnacle, what you shoot for.
Well, it's so seminal, and it's just interesting to me to like hear other people, what they take out of those recordings. It's influenced so many people. I'm just curious on your take. Yeah. Well, what else are you going to do for us with that dobro? A great sounding dobro that people are going crazy for.
Well, I was thinking of doing some Elmore James. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
You're a great host, by the way. Give it up for my man Dan, everybody, because he is one of the best people. Give it up.
You're very kind, Gary.
I miss you.
I miss you too, man.
Let's do how about some Elmore James? It Hurts Me Too.
Sounds great. Can't wait to hear it.
Okay, here we go. This one, I like the vibe of what he does. Elmore James. It always had that real crying to it. Thank you.
Very nice choice.
Love Elmore James. How are we?
We're great. Oh, man. We got a happy comment section. Don Hulky Slade, I'm loving the resonator and the blues coming forth. It's sitting well tonight.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yes.
That's cool. It goes well with beverages.
It certainly does. That's right. Feels like everybody's on the digital front porch.
I love it. Great front row seat, everybody. Thanks to Dan. He hooked us all up. He's a technical genius.
Oh, stop it. You've been doing a ton of live streaming yourself. I'll tell people what we're doing here. So Gary is joining us, of course, live. He's not in Sellersville right now. Gary is at his home in New Hampshire, and we are being joined together by the magic of technology, specifically Skype. Gary is on, his visuals are coming through Skype, and his audio is coming through a wonderful free program called Source Elements, which is full range, full quality, full frequency audio. So that's why you can hear Gary, and he doesn't sound like he's talking to you on a FaceTime call, right?
I know Dan hooked us into the motherboard. He did.
A direct feed right from the internet. Anyway,
so cool.
This is working out great, Gary. I'll tell you, this quarantine sucks, but we have some good technology to help us get through it, and I certainly appreciate you playing along.
Oh, I'm happy to be here, man. I wish we were there in the building, obviously, but this is an awesome. It is true. At least we have this technology, and it could be a lot worse. So we're going to find the positives.
I'm wondering what those poor folks did 100 years ago with the Spanish flu. Like they weren't doing any of this, internet stuff.
I know the only live stream they had is somebody in a boat going by. Hey, it's a live stream.
There you go.
That was about it.
All right, do us another dobro number.
We'll do one more.
Do you have another one?
Yeah, let's do one. I wanted to do the one about growing up at the train tracks. I lived in Lowell, Massachusetts, and we used to live on Railroad Street. And I was telling you this before we went on the air.
Yeah.
My sisters and I had to go over the train tracks to get to school. And if there was a train going by, we used to have to go over this bridge and walk 3 miles.
Oh,
so
man.
we used to hate the trains, and so I wrote a song called Boxcar Blues, all about it. Okay, here we go.
And this is off of your album,
Dust and Bones.
Dust and Bones.
Yep. This is off the Dust and Bones. All right, we're going back in time. Here we go.
Early in the morning, I'm trying to get to school. There's only one way through. When I hear the whistle blowing, I get the boxcar blues. Early in the morning, I'm trying to get to school. Everything starts shaking. You better hold on to. I hear the whistle blowing. I get the boxcar blues. Sometimes the cars keep coming. I watch the wheels go round, and then I start jumping, running until I hit the ground. When the train leaves the station, I know just what to do. I hear that whistle blow. Get the boxcar blues. Boxcar blues.
Yeah.
The train, no, not the train.
That was Boxcar Blues off of Gary's Dust and Bones album. The crowd is loving it. Let's see. Dennis Del Judas says no better tone than Gary Hoey. Kimberly Wiley says sounds amazing as always. Matt Rulin, it sounds awesome. Gary, the people are digging that resonator.
Oh, so cool. It's like a step back in time, so I really love that.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
That's exactly right. It's a really, really cool sound. Friends, let me remind you folks that you can visit Gary's website, which I believe, let me orient myself here, is right down here, GaryHoey.com, of course, for all of Gary's upcoming events. There's a wonderful live drive-in show at Tupelo Dairy, New Hampshire, with Lita Ford on August 23rd, which, Gary, is a significant birthday for you, is it not?
Yeah, man, I can't believe I'm going to be celebrating my big 6-0. My dear friend Lita Ford, who is a friend of mine and a songwriter that we work together. We write songs, we produce records. And yeah, I can't believe she's coming out on my 60th birthday. I can't believe the big 6-0 is coming.
That's amazing. Well, you look great, Gary.
Thank you.
Let me just say that.
Appreciate that.
And also, I'm happy to announce to everybody that on November 27th, Gary will be live on stage here at Sellersville Theater with his annual Ho Ho Hoey show. Gary, for the uninitiated, what on earth? Actually, it could only be one thing, but you tell it. What is Ho Ho Hoey?
Well, you know, it started, I can't believe this is the 25th anniversary, actually coming up 25 years ago. My mom was like, you should make a nice Christmas record, Gary. And, you know, and I just, you know, I loved Christmas music because my mom played all the holiday music. And growing up in New England, it's always cold. So we really loved the snow. And, you know, but I think she was picturing like, you know, this jazzy Christmas record, and I was like, no, it has to rock, you know. So I wanted to add this rock and roll edge to the Christmas sound, and so I started to kind of rock it out, and then realized that there was kind of a void for this Christmas music. And my last name being Hoey, we made an album called Ho Ho Hoey, and it just took off, and it's become an annual thing. And you know, we do tons of charity work, we do tons of shows, and it's just a funny, goofy thing that we did that took off. It's crazy.
Gary, would it be too bad for me to just request just a taste? Just can you give us just a little smidge, a little Christmas in August?
Why not? Let's do a smidge of Christmas.
Let's do Christmas.
People can. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do a little Christmas. Why not?
I'm 100% with you, my friend.
Here's a little trailer, friends, and this is a Soundbooth Sessions exclusive that tonight only. You can go on the Sellersville Theater website. I believe there's actually a link to it somewhere in either the comments or the description or whatever. And tonight only, you will be the first to have access to these Gary Ho Ho Hoey tickets here at Sellersville Theater on November the 27th. Get them while they're hot, folks.
So they get the inside scoop right now. So let's give it a little taste of it. We won't go too far. Here we go. I'm ready. Let's go Christmas.
Whoa.
All right,
Oh,
there we go.
that's amazing.
It's Christmas.
Ho, ho, hoey.
Oh,
So
that was
that's,
fun.
yeah, thank you for doing that, Gary. So, folks, that's on November 27th. Of course, I should tell you what we're doing to keep people safe. We have a plan. It's not just normal seating. Here at Sellersville Theater, we're going to have a COVID-safe seating arrangement where we'll have we'll only sell seats in every other row of the theater to keep everybody spaced. And we also, I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say this because it hasn't been announced yet, but we have these specially made plexiglass dividers that are going to separate the groups of ticket holders within the seats. So folks, you know, we will have your safety in our minds, so you can go ahead and buy those tickets and know that we are doing everything that we can to keep you safe while you're having fun and rocking out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
To Gary Ho Ho Hoey. What else did I want to say in this little transition here? Anything? I don't know. Friends, if you like that, while you headed over to pick up your tickets to Ho Ho Hoey, please stop by Gary's Venmo or Gary's PayPal, or go over to the to Gary's merch for that new shirt. I love that shirt you're wearing.
Thank you, man. Well, I got to get you one. I got to send you one. But yeah, I want to say just, I'm so, thankful to all the fans out there that have been supporting us through all of this. And I just want to say, an awesome venue like Sellersville Theater, look, the history that you guys have had, so many incredible shows, and the fans there love you guys. And I just want to tell people out there watching and that are hanging out to say that, support this venue, because so many venues are struggling in this time, and they're still doing this great thing to bring you guys some entertainment. So, if we're not paying a babysitter tonight, we're not paying for gas, throw some bucks in the tin for these people too, because I love Sellersville. You guys are the best. So.
Thank you, Gary. Happy to be here with you. Happy to be hanging with Hoey.
Yes, and hanging with the Dan the Man. Hanging with Dan the Man. I got the graphic already in the works.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, you got that Strat strapped on. Is that a special Strat?
Yeah, this was actually this is the 50th anniversary that Fender came out with a while back, and it was just the 50th anniversary to kind of say, hey, we've been doing this a while, and I had been doing a lot of workshops for Fender around the world and teaching people about music, and they gave it to me for my birthday. I was so thankful, and it has a great feel, and just it has a great tone. So I really love this one.
It's beautiful. 50th anniversary of Fender or of the Strat?
Well, the 50th anniversary of the Fender Strat.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And I think they've come up to the 60th now since then.
Wow. Well,
yeah, I've had this a little while.
Great. Well, let's see what it can do.
Let's do it. How about a little? We're gonna do "Don't Come Crying," right?
Great.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna hit it up. Here we go. You guys ready? I'm checking with the band.
Check with the band. Yeah.
Don't come crying to me, people. I don't want to hear you crying and you're weeping.
Don't Come Crying.
You're not getting no more allowance.
Don't Come Crying off Neon Highway Blues. Gary's most
Yes.
recent album, an excellent piece of music. And you know what? Let me share some of these comments with you because there's a lot happening in here.
Yeah.
Rob Peck says, gorgeous. The way Gary can make Strat sound is just mind-boggling with a number of metal horns after it. Oh my goodness, folks! There's a Ricky D sighting in the comments section. Rick Detweiler is the director of libations and comestibles at the Sellersville Theater bar, and I haven't seen him in 5 months. So hi, Ricky D. Great to see you. Miss you very much. Bruce Blythe, happy almost birthday, Gary.
Thanks, buddy.
Matt Rowland asks, Gary, what is your favorite guitar?
My favorite, let's see. Well, Fender Stratocasters for sure, but my blue guitar, my blue Strat, and this one. Then there's my gold, and then the Dobro, and then there's, I don't know, man. It's hard to pick. It's really hard to pick.
So many.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's how many? Can I ask how many instruments do you own? How many guitars do you own?
Well, you know what? I don't want to sound like I have so many guitars. I mean, I do probably have close to 40 guitars. But I got to say, some of them are just, guitars I played over the years. I used to play a company, Hamer guitars. I have a bunch of Hamers I used to play. And then I have some old acoustics. I have some Les Paul I got when I was a teenager. So I have a lot of guitars just I collected over, all the years of playing.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a lot, but it's not that much.
Do you find that there's a different song or sound hidden in each instrument?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a certain guitar will absolutely bring out, a tone or a sound or a feeling, and I think they do. It's really funny you should say that because I think sometimes guitars do, like they write the song and you pick it up and you're like, oh, wow. Or you get a new guitar, you get inspired and you write new music from it. It's kind of cool.
That's cool. Dan Sign is in the comment section. He's one of our big members and sponsors. Thank you, Dan. And he says, thanks, Gary and Dan. Awesome music and musicianship. Billy D says you're killing it. Gives you a Hank 10 and a medal. That's very appropriate.
Thanks, guys.
Billy D says you're a legend. Dina Mahoney, you're rocking it again, buddy.
Oh, my girls. Hey.
This is great. Lots of very life-affirming and career-affirming comments coming at you here, Gary. But so that last song you played, I believe, is the song that your son played on. Is that correct?
It is. That's why I always make a joke about your allowance. Don't come crying to me.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, Ian played on that. I think he was 16 or 17 at the time. He came in the studio and I was playing. I said, hey man, you should lay down some tracks, just playing around. And I hit record. I didn't really make a big deal about it. But yeah, if you listen to the album, if you listen to Don't Come Crying, he takes like the second solo and then at the end we're trading back and forth. And it's really amazing because at some point I'm like, which one is he and which one is me? And that's really scary, man, because I used to really, I used to know.
Now, how did you teach him guitar? Like, did you plan to have him be a guitar player?
Well, what I did was with him and my daughter, I got them both these like mini guitars when they were really little, about 5, and I got them started. So I got Ian started with a mini Strat when he was 5.
Yeah.
And so he's 18 now, and he just kept playing and going along and got kind of on and off it. But yeah, I started them when they were young, and I wasn't like forcing music on them, but I just wanted to make sure that I showed them, even how to just go like this. I mean, I think that was the first thing I showed Ian.
That's awesome.
And so it was, I said, the worst thing in the world could be for Ian and Allison to grow up and run into people and they could be, oh, your father was Gary Hoey. Did he ever show you how to play the guitar? And them go, no, he never had time. That would be like a heartbreak to me. So I wanted to make sure I at least passed it on.
I'm wondering, did they ever have a moment where it's, like the kid's just so embarrassed? It's like, oh, Dad, like, did they ever have that, like, embarrassed of a moment of, like, oh, rock star dad. Oh, my dad's a rock star. It's so lame.
Well, it's funny you should say that because there were moments through their childhood that I would go to the show and tell and different things, and they would get like different fathers coming out during the week, and they would get wings from the kid's father who was a pilot, you know, and they would get different things. And I would come in, I'd get them guitar picks with skulls on them. And I'd come out front. I'd be like, "What's up, kids?" I'd bring a guitar in and punk rock out, and it was really cute. The kids loved it for like when they were really little. And then there was one year they were like, "Dad, please don't come to the school." And
How old was that? How much longer do I have?
It was, I don't know. I might have been 8th grade. I can't remember. But and then my hair was 2 colors. One time I looked like a soccer ball walking down the street. They're like, "Dad, don't meet us at the bus anymore." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
I remember you with leopard spots.
There you go. So I was a leopard head, and they didn't want me to pick them up anymore.
Well, that's so cool. I got to see you and your son play actually on one of those rock cruises. I was on the one 2 years ago, and it was great to see you guys up there doing your thing together.
Yes. Well, that's a dream. That's always been a dream of mine, to play with my kids on stage and to pass on the legacy. And now he's going to college. He's going to be playing, music. He's going to take it on for a career. He's going to
Is that right?
study some music in Nashville.
What's his major going to be? Where's he going?
Well, he's going to Belmont, which is, has a lot of great music courses. So he's focusing on music. That's his thing.
Wow.
He's going to be a music major, and we'll see what happens.
What particular track? Is it like a performance or?
You know what? I don't know.
Do they have the general music?
He just picked his classes. I'm not really sure because he said, "Dad, I can't get all the ones I want the first year." So I don't know what all that means. I said, "What do you mean? The one on how to be a rock star in 3 months?" I don't know if that course comes out yet.
Rockstar 101.
So he's he might be taking arranging, and TV. And I told him, I said, "Take TV and film, man, because that's where the money is."
Sure. Well, I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
On having both kids are out of the house now, right? I think you said
they're on their way. But a dear friend of mine who's a little older than me, because Dan, you and I, we're like the triple stages. Like you're at this beautiful stage. You have these great, awesome young kids, and I have this stage where they're kind of in and out. And then a friend of mine said, "Don't cry for too long, because they come back." And he said they come back with a whole new attitude, and they still want money. So.
Very good. Well, Gary, I have to say I appreciate how you've navigated the work-life balance. That's something that I admire and I look for in the people that I meet here, and it's so nice to hear about your happy family. That's a wonderful thing.
Thank you so much, brother. You can do it. It's funny being a rock and roll musician, or even you're in the rock and roll world. Your family's going to have a life that maybe isn't like a normal life, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting, and you just have to make sure you make those moments that are that fun and memorable for the family.
Yeah,
that's really it.
And you make your own normal, right? I remember
you do it. Yep. And
telling us that when we had babies, it's like they don't know what normal is. You make your own normal.
Absolutely. You don't know that until they get to that age where they go to their friends' houses and like, "Dad, they have a pool and they have this and that." And I'm like, "Yes, we have a bathtub."
Yeah, but you were the coolest dad of like that whole class. Those kids were like they wanted those pics so bad.
They all told their parents, and they were all excited about it. And, I've always been the dad that will let my daughter and my son do whatever they want. If there's 8 kids coming over to hang out, we're going to welcome them and just have a good time, because we want to make sure that we're supporting them and we'd rather have them at our house.
Right. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. All right. Give us some tunes.
I want to do, can we finish up? I was thinking to finish up with a song called Your Kind of Love.
Oh, sure.
Is that groovy?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if we're finishing up, I'll just say thank you, and I'll just remind everybody that Gary's going to be here on November the 27th, and for Ho Ho Hoey. It's going to be great.
Psyched.
And
I'm so psyched.
We're going to continue to watch all this COVID stuff, and we're going to follow all the opening guidelines and all the procedures and best practices, and we're going to do everything that is in our power to keep everybody safe. So
that's awesome. I cannot wait to see everybody, and I know you guys are going to do it right.
Yeah, well, thank you. We're going to do our best. We're going to try our hardest.
Cool. All right, here we go. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you for the support. Love you guys. Here we go. You guys ready over here? Come on, people.
when you tell me you'll be mine, and I see that it ain't what it was gonna be. It's time for me to go, baby. Don't need your kind of love. Don't need all the pain that you caused me in my brain. And I find love is blind. My heart heals over time. It's time for me to go, baby. Don't need your kind of love. Shake my faith to the core till I can't take no more. All the lies, all the crime, there ain't no denying. It's time for me to go, baby. Don't need your kind of love. I wanna be by myself, all alone, nobody else. But to be there with you in love, so untrue. Time for me to go, baby. Don't need your kind of love. Wanna hear you sing it out there. Say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's time for me to go, baby. I don't need your kind of love. Let me hear you now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's time for me to go, baby. I don't need your kind of love. I need your kind of love, though. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Dan. Thank you, Sellersville.
Love you guys so much. Appreciate it.
And that's our show, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you to Gary Hoey very much for doing this. It was great to hear you play and great to chat with you. Thank you, folks, for stopping by. Thank you for filling the comment section with so much positivity and some great emoji action going on down there. Nice to see you. Thank you so much to Sellersville Theater members and sponsors. Specifically, let's say thank you to Terry and Donna Sands of Sands Auto Group. And we'll say welcome to one of our newest sponsors, Audra Del Conte of Royal Billboard and Recreation. Welcome aboard. Folks, if you would like to become a Sellersville Theater member or a sponsor, please check that little comment that's pinned at the bottom of the comment section for links to where you can become a member, a sponsor, and also, while you're down there, this is Gary Hoey's Venmo and PayPal, as well as the Venmo and PayPal for Sellersville Theater. Make sure to please be as generous as you are able to be during these troubled times. Thank you for being here. We will see you next week with more Soundbooth Sessions. Have a good one.